Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the weight of your body against whatever surface supports you right now. Notice your breathing, the steady rhythm that will soon slow as consciousness begins its nightly retreat. But what if I told you that, when you surrender to sleep tonight, you won't simply disappear into unconsciousness? What if instead you embark on a journey so extraordinary that your waking mind can barely comprehend it? Every night, without fail, something magnificent happens. Your soul, that eternal essence of who you truly are, slips free from the dense vibration of physical matter. It rises. It travels. It witnesses realities that would shatter every assumption you hold about the nature of existence. Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet who spent decades exploring the mysteries of consciousness, revealed a truth that changes everything. Sleep is not rest, it is homecoming. It is your soul's return to dimensions where love is the only language, where time flows like honey in all directions, and where the departed wait with arms of light to embrace you. Tonight, you will discover what your soul witnesses during those 8 hours when your body lies still but your spirit soars. You'll understand why certain dreams feel more real than waking life, why you sometimes wake with knowledge you never learned, why the faces of loved ones who have passed seem so vivid. In the darkness, your soul has been trying to tell you these secrets for years. It's time you listened. Edgar Cayce never intended to become a bridge between worlds. As a young man in Kentucky, he suffered from chronic throat problems that threatened to end his career as a photographer. In desperation, he agreed to try hypnosis. What happened next would transform our understanding of human consciousness forever. Under hypnosis, Cayce didn't simply relax. He entered a state of awareness that his conscious mind had never experienced, a realm where individual identity dissolved into something vast and all-knowing. In this state, he could diagnose illnesses he had never studied. He could see into the hearts of strangers. He could speak of past lives as easily as describing yesterday's weather. But here's what most people don't understand about Cayce's gift. He wasn't accessing some supernatural power. He was perfecting what you do naturally every single night. The state Cayce entered during his readings was identical to the consciousness your soul experiences during deep sleep. The same dimensions, the same infinite awareness, the same connection to what he called the universal mind. That cosmic library where all knowledge, all experience, all truth exists in living, breathing form. Over 14,000 documented readings, Cayce served as humanity's scout into realms that exist parallel to our waking world. He mapped territories of consciousness that your soul visits every night, bringing back reports from dimensions where thought becomes form and love becomes the fundamental force of creation. You see, Cayce's sleeping state wasn't sleep at all. It was awakening. Awakening to the same cosmic consciousness that embraces your soul each time you close your eyes and surrender to the night. The difference? Cayce learned to remember. He learned to maintain a bridge of awareness between the infinite and the personal, between the cosmic and the individual. Tonight, you begin to understand that this same bridge exists within you. It always has. Picture reality, not as a single stage, but as an infinite theater with countless levels, each one vibrating at a different frequency of consciousness. Your waking awareness exists on the densest level, where matter feels solid, where time moves in straight lines, where you experience yourself as separate from everything else. But this is just the ground floor of existence. Above it, interpenetrating it, surrounding it like invisible oceans, exist realms of pure thought, pure emotion, pure spirit. During sleep, your soul ascends through these layers like a deep-sea diver rising toward the surface. First, it passes through the realm of personal dreams, where your subconscious mind processes the day's experiences, weaving them into symbolic stories that speak to your heart more than your head. Then, deeper still, your consciousness enters what Cayce described as the borderland, that twilight zone where individual awareness begins to merge with something larger. Here, the boundaries between self and other start to dissolve. Here, you might encounter thought forms, archetypal energies, or the emotional residue of collective, human experience. But your soul doesn't stop there. In the deepest phases of sleep, it enters realms that exist beyond all personal limitation. Dimensions where love is not an emotion, but the fundamental fabric of reality. Where wisdom flows, not in words but in pure understanding. Where every soul that has ever lived continues to exist in radiant, eternal presence. These are not distant places you travel to. They are layers of reality that already exist right here, right now, occupying the same space as your physical body, but vibrating at frequencies your waking senses cannot detect. Think of it like radio waves, dozens of stations broadcasting simultaneously through the air around you, but you only hear the one your receiver is tuned to. Sleep changes your frequency. It opens your soul's reception to stations that broadcast wisdom, healing, and connection across the cosmos. Each night you become a traveler between worlds. Each morning you return carrying gifts you don't even remember receiving. Your soul is not reckless in its nightly journeys. It does not abandon your physical body like a discarded coat. Instead, it remains connected through what ancient wisdom traditions and Cayce himself described as the silver cord. An energetic lifeline that pulses with the rhythm of eternal love. Imagine this cord as a luminous thread spun from starlight and intention. It stretches across infinite distances without ever breaking, allowing your soul to explore the furthest reaches of consciousness while maintaining its anchor in the world of form and time. This is not a limitation. It is a blessing. The silver cord ensures that no matter how far your soul travels, no matter what cosmic truths it encounters, or what divine love it experiences, you will always return. You will always wake up in your own body, in your own life, with your own unique mission intact. Some fear that conscious soul travel might lead to becoming lost in the vastness of spiritual realms. The silver cord makes this impossible. It draws you back not through force, but through love. The same love that sent you on the journey in the first place. Feel this connection right now. Even in your waking state, you can sense it. That invisible tether that connects your physical awareness to something vast and eternal within you. It's always been there. It will never break. Tonight, when your soul begins its ascent into higher dimensions, this cord will pulse with gentle reassurance. It whispers the promise that has guided every soul since the beginning of time. You are free to explore infinite consciousness because you are eternally loved. You are safe to journey beyond all boundaries because you are never truly alone. The silver cord doesn't just connect your soul to your body, it connects your individual consciousness to the heart of creation itself. Through this luminous thread flows not only the energy that maintains your physical life, but the wisdom, healing, and guidance your soul gathers during its nightly adventures. This is how divine love operates, not by confining you, but by giving you infinite freedom within perfect safety. Not by limiting your exploration, but by ensuring you always have a way home. In the deeper territories of sleep, where individual dreams give way to cosmic awareness, your soul enters vast halls that shimmer with the light of pure love. Here, in spaces that exist beyond physical dimensions, those who have transitioned from earthly life gather not as memories or ghosts, but as radiant beings of light. These are not places of sadness or longing. They are realms of celebration, healing, and continued connection. Imagine walking through a cathedral made of crystallized love, where every surface reflects the essential beauty of every soul that has ever lived. The air itself pulses with understanding, the light carries whispers of recognition. And there, approaching with arms of pure radiance, you see them. Your grandmother, now freed from arthritis and worry, moving with the grace of eternal youth. Your friend who passed too soon, no longer carrying the weight of earthly struggles, but glowing with the wisdom that comes from seeing life from the perspective of infinity. The pet who shared your childhood, present not in animal form, but as pure love, wearing the familiar signature of devoted companionship. But these meetings serve purposes far deeper than mere comfort. Beautiful as that comfort is, your soul gathers with departed loved ones to heal what was left unfinished in earthly relationships. Words that were never spoken find their voice in dimensions where perfect communication is possible. Forgiveness flows like healing light between hearts that may have carried wounds across years or even lifetimes. Understanding blooms where confusion once created distance. If you've ever awakened with an inexplicable sense of peace about someone who has passed, if you've ever felt their presence so strongly it seemed more real than the physical world, if you've ever received guidance that seemed to come in their voice, you've touched the memory of these sacred gatherings. Your loved ones haven't gone anywhere. They've simply graduated to a larger classroom in the university of existence. And every night, your soul joins them there, continuing the eternal dance of love that death cannot interrupt. These meetings also serve as counsels of guidance. Those who have transitioned often see patterns and possibilities that your earth-focused consciousness cannot perceive. They offer perspective on current challenges, insight into optimal timing for major decisions, and gentle course corrections when you've wandered from your soul's intended path. Listen closely to your dreams of departed loved ones. They are rarely just dreams. They are memories of actual encounters in realms where love is the only reality and healing is the only agenda. Time, as your soul discovers each night, is not the rigid ruler that governs waking life. In the realms of sleep, past, present, and future exist simultaneously, like pages in an infinite book that can be read in any order. Your sleeping consciousness finds itself standing at a cosmic crossroads where countless paths stretch into potential tomorrows. Each possibility glows with different intensities based on the choices you're likely to make, the lessons you're meant to learn, and the love you're destined to share. This is why certain dreams feel prophetic, why you sometimes wake with knowledge of events that haven't happened yet, why déjà vu strikes with such startling recognition. Your soul has literally visited these future moments, walking through tomorrow's experiences like a scout preparing for an expedition. But here's the beautiful paradox. Seeing the future doesn't trap you in predetermined fate. Instead, it expands your freedom to choose consciously. Imagine standing on a mountaintop, looking down at a valley crossed by many rivers. From your elevated perspective, you can see where each stream leads, which ones join together, which ones reach the ocean. This overview doesn't force the water to flow in any particular direction. It simply reveals the landscape of possibility. Your soul's nightly visits to future territories work the same way. You witness the likely consequences of current patterns. You see approaching opportunities. You glimpse the perfect timing for major life changes. But this foreknowledge serves love, not fate. It guides you toward choices that serve your highest growth and deepest joy. Some of these future visions come back as intuitive hunches, that sudden knowing about which job offer to accept, the inexplicable urge to call a friend just when they need you most, the quiet certainty that now is the time to take that risk you've been considering. Other glimpses return as creative inspiration. Artists, inventors, and visionaries throughout history have reported receiving their greatest insights during dreams. They're not imagining this. They're remembering visits to realms where all potential creations already exist in perfect form, waiting for the right soul to bring them into physical manifestation. Your soul doesn't just witness these future possibilities passively. It participates in choosing which potentials to energize with intention and love. Each night, you're co-creating tomorrow from the infinite field of possibility. This is why your dreams matter. This is why sleep is not wasted time, but active participation in shaping the future you'll wake up to create. In the deepest phases of sleep, when your soul has traveled furthest from physical density, you arrive at the most magnificent library ever conceived. Not a building made of stone and wood, but a living repository of consciousness where every thought, emotion, action, and experience of every soul throughout all time exists in perfect, accessible form. Cayce called these the Akashic Records, cosmic archives that contain the complete story of existence itself. But records suggest something static, like books on shelves. This is different. This is alive, breathing, responding to your soul's needs and questions with exactly the wisdom required for your current journey. Picture walking through halls of living light, where information doesn't come in words, but in pure understanding that downloads directly into your consciousness. Here the biography of every soul that has ever lived glows with accessible wisdom. The solutions to every problem humanity has ever faced pulse with patient availability. The love that has moved every heart throughout history flows like rivers of liquid compassion. Your soul doesn't wander these archives randomly. It's drawn magnetically to specific records, to the exact knowledge, understanding, or healing energy your current life situation requires. Like a scholar in the greatest library ever imagined, your consciousness moves through infinite wisdom, downloading precisely what serves your growth and your ability to serve others. This is where many of your most profound insights originate. That sudden understanding of a relationship pattern that has puzzled you for years. The breakthrough solution to a problem you've been struggling with. The creative inspiration that seems to arrive from nowhere but feels absolutely right. These aren't accidents of imagination. They're memories of nocturnal visits to the universal mind. The Akashic Records also contain the detailed story of your own soul's journey across multiple lifetimes. Here you can witness the agreements you made before incarnating, the lessons you chose to learn, the gifts you promised to share, the people you agreed to meet, and the ways you planned to serve each other's evolution. Sometimes this information returns as inexplicable knowing about your life's purpose. Sometimes it manifests as instant understanding when you meet certain people. That sense of recognition that transcends logic. Sometimes it emerges as talents that seem to come naturally, skills you master quickly as if you're remembering rather than learning. Your soul's access to these cosmic archives serves not only your personal growth, but your ability to serve the collective healing of humanity. The wisdom you download during sleep doesn't belong to you alone. It seeks to express itself through your unique gifts and circumstances, making you a channel for ancient wisdom and timeless love. Every night, you become a student in the universe's ultimate school. Every morning, you wake carrying knowledge that your conscious mind attributes to intuition, but your soul recognizes as cosmic education in the art of awakening. Your soul has never been alone in its journey through eternity. Before your current lifetime, before this physical body, before this particular set of circumstances and challenges, you belonged to a cosmic family. A group of consciousness that has traveled together across multiple dimensions and countless incarnations. These are not casual acquaintances. They are your spiritual siblings, bound by love that transcends time and united by a shared commitment to each other's awakening and growth. During sleep, these soul groups gather in dimensions of pure love and understanding. Imagine a reunion, unlike anything physical life can offer. where every heart knows every other heart completely, where all masks fall away and only the radiant truth of who you really are remains, where love isn't expressed but simply is the fundamental reality that connects every soul to every other soul. In these gatherings, your spiritual family plans future encounters. They coordinate the intricate dance of relationships that will serve each member's evolution. They volunteer to play challenging roles in each other's lives. The difficult parent who will teach patience, the betraying friend who will teach forgiveness, the lost love who will teach the difference between attachment and true devotion. This doesn't mean everything is predetermined. It means love is so committed to your growth that it will arrange circumstances to support your awakening. Even when those circumstances feel challenging from the perspective of personality and ego. Many of the people you feel inexplicably drawn to in waking life are members of this eternal family, the friend you met once but felt you'd known forever. The romantic partner who awakened parts of your heart you didn't know existed. The teacher whose words seemed to speak directly to your soul. Even the person who triggered your deepest growth through conflict or challenge. Your soul recognizes these connections immediately, though your conscious mind may take time to understand their significance. This is why certain relationships feel different, deeper, more meaningful than surface interactions can explain. During sleep, your soul group also works together to heal patterns and karma that span multiple lifetimes. Old grievances are dissolved in the light of higher understanding. Ancient bonds of love are renewed and strengthened. Plans are made to support each other through the specific challenges each soul has chosen for its current incarnation. Sometimes you wake from dreams of people you don't recognize but who felt completely familiar. These aren't random projections of your subconscious. These are memories of actual encounters with your soul family. Meetings where love transcends the need for physical form, and connection happens at the level of pure recognition. Your spiritual siblings are not just those who support you, you also serve them. Your own growth ripples out to support their awakening. Your healing contributes to their liberation. Your love adds to the collective light that guides the entire group toward ever greater expressions of divine consciousness. Tonight, when you enter sleep, know that you're not traveling alone. Your eternal family awaits, ready to surround you with love that has no beginning and no end. While your physical body rests in apparent stillness, your soul journeys to dimensions where healing happens, not through medicine or therapy, but through direct transmission of divine love and light. These are realms where spiritual physicians work with energy that is pure compassion, pure restoration, pure wholeness. True healing, as Cayce consistently taught, always begins at the spiritual level. Physical symptoms are often the final manifestation of imbalances that started in the realm of thought, emotion, or spirit. This is why your soul's nightly visits to healing dimensions are so crucial for your overall well-being. Picture yourself floating in an ocean of liquid light, each wave carrying frequencies of perfect health into every cell of your being. Here, there is no disease because there is no separation from the source of all wholeness. Here, your soul remembers its original blueprint, the perfect pattern of health, harmony, and radiant vitality that existed before any wound, any trauma, any imbalance ever touched your experience. In these healing dimensions, your soul works with beings of pure love, whose only purpose is restoration. They see beyond the symptoms to the spiritual causes. They work not just with your current incarnation, but with patterns that may have been carried forward from previous lifetimes. They address not just personal healing, but your ability to serve as a channel for healing others. Sometimes this healing work focuses on emotional wounds, releasing grief that has calcified around your heart, dissolving anger that has poisoned your spirit, transforming fear that has limited your ability to love freely. In the healing dimensions, these emotions are not judged or suppressed. They are held in such perfect love that they naturally transform back into their original essence, which was always love expressing itself through temporary experience. Sometimes, the focus is on mental patterns, the limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, and inherited thought patterns that create suffering and block your natural radiance. In dimensions of pure truth, these false beliefs cannot survive. They dissolve like shadows in the presence of absolute light, leaving behind the clear knowing of who you really are. And sometimes, the healing penetrates to the physical level, rebalancing energy systems, revitalizing organs, restoring harmony to processes that have fallen into dis-ease. This doesn't always manifest immediately as physical cure, but it always plants seeds of wellness that can bloom when conditions are right. Your conscious cooperation with this nightly healing process can dramatically accelerate its effectiveness, setting clear intentions before sleep, expressing gratitude for the restoration you're receiving, visualizing yourself surrounded by healing light, releasing attachment to illness or imbalance, and opening to the possibility of complete wholeness. Many spontaneous healings that medical science cannot explain actually originate from these nocturnal visits to healing dimensions. The soul receives such a powerful transmission of divine love that it overrides all patterns of illness and restores the body to its natural state of perfect health. Even when physical symptoms persist, the soul's healing continues. Sometimes the greatest healing is not the removal of physical challenges, but the transformation of your relationship to them. Finding peace within difficulty, discovering strength through vulnerability, learning to love yourself completely, regardless of physical circumstances. Every night, healing seeks you out. Every night, divine love works to restore you to wholeness. Your only task is to receive what is already being given. The capacity for conscious soul travel lives within you as naturally as your ability to dream, to feel, to love. It is not a special gift reserved for mystics and prophets. It is your birthright as an eternal being temporarily focused in physical form. But like any natural ability, it grows stronger with intention, practice, and trust. Tonight, you can begin to bridge the gap between unconscious soul travel and conscious participation in these magnificent journeys. The key lies not in forcing awareness, but in creating conditions that allow your natural sensitivity to flourish. Begin with your relationship to sleep itself. Instead of collapsing into unconsciousness, approach bedtime as preparation for sacred journey. Create a ritual that honors the transition you're about to make. Light a candle, say a prayer, set a clear intention for what you hope to experience or understand during your soul's travels. Speak to your soul directly as you would address a beloved friend. Show me what I need to see. Take me where I need to go. Help me remember what serves my highest good and the good of all. Keep a dream. Journal beside your bed, not to analyze or interpret, but to honor the experiences your soul wants to share with your waking consciousness. Write immediately upon awakening, even if you remember only fragments or feelings. This practice strengthens the bridge between sleeping and waking awareness. Most importantly, release expectations about what conscious soul travel should look like. It may not arrive as dramatic visions or otherworldly adventures. It might manifest as subtle knowing, enhanced intuition, or simply a deeper sense of peace and connection upon waking. Trust what you receive. If you wake with an inexplicable urge to call someone, honor it. If a creative solution appears in your mind, act on it. If you feel guided to make a particular choice, listen. These impulses often carry wisdom your soul gathered during its nocturnal journeys. Practice meditation during your waking hours to develop your ability to maintain awareness while consciousness shifts states. The same skill that allows you to observe thoughts without being consumed by them can eventually allow you to maintain awareness while your soul travels dimensions beyond physical reality. Remember, your soul has been taking these journeys every night of your life. You're not learning something new, you're remembering something eternal. You're not developing a supernatural ability. You're awakening to your natural state of multidimensional consciousness. Be patient with the process. Be gentle with yourself. The universe has been waiting eternally for you to remember who you really are. It can wait a little longer while you find your way back to conscious connection with your infinite nature. Tonight offers a new beginning. Tonight, your soul's journey can become a conscious collaboration between your individual will and divine love. Tonight, you begin to remember that you are the traveler and the journey, the dreamer and the dream, the seeker and what you seek. The wisdom your soul gathers during its nightly journeys doesn't seek to remain in spiritual realms like some exotic treasure locked away from ordinary life. It longs to flow through your daily existence, transforming every interaction, every decision, every moment into an expression of the divine love you experienced in dimensions beyond physical form. Integration is the sacred art of bringing heaven to earth, of allowing the cosmic truths your soul witnesses to manifest as enhanced intuition, creative inspiration, and deeper compassion for every person you encounter. You begin to notice the signs, that sudden knowing about which path to take when facing a difficult decision. The inexplicable understanding of someone else's pain that allows you to respond with perfect compassion. The creative solution that appears in your mind seemingly from nowhere, but feels absolutely right and leads to breakthrough results. These are not accidents. These are gifts from your soul's nocturnal education, flowing into your consciousness through the silver cord of connection that never breaks between your earthly awareness and your infinite nature. Pay attention to the quality of your first waking moments. Before engaging with emails, news, or the demanding voices of daily responsibility, spend time in the threshold space between sleeping and full waking. Here, the veils between dimensions remain thin. Here, messages from your soul's journeys can still whisper their guidance. Notice which people you feel drawn to help and in what ways. Often, your soul has received specific guidance about how your gifts can serve others' healing and awakening. That impulse to reach out to someone who's been on your mind may be your soul remembering a commitment made in cosmic councils of love. Watch for synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that feel too perfect to be random. Your soul's nightly travels often arrange these beautiful alignments, coordinating circumstances in physical reality to reflect the love and support that flows continuously from spiritual dimensions. Most importantly, let the peace you experienced in realms of pure love begin to express itself through your emotional responses to daily challenges. When someone treats you poorly, remember the hall of memory where you witnessed their soul's radiant beauty. When life feels overwhelming, recall the healing dimensions where divine love worked to restore your sense of wholeness. The integration process is not about perfection. It's about gradual transformation. Each day, you become slightly more aligned with the truth your soul knows, that love is real, separation is illusion, and every experience serves the ultimate purpose of awakening. Your daily life becomes the canvas on which your soul paints the wisdom gathered in cosmic classrooms. Your relationships become the laboratory where spiritual insights transform into lived compassion. Your work becomes the vessel through which divine inspiration serves the healing of the world. This is how awakening happens. not through dramatic spiritual experiences that remain separate from ordinary life, but through the gradual infusion of cosmic wisdom into every moment, every breath, every act of love you offer to a world that desperately needs the gifts only your soul can bring. Each morning your soul faces a delicate transition that requires both cosmic awareness and earthly wisdom. Like a deep-sea diver ascending slowly to avoid decompression sickness, your consciousness must navigate carefully between infinite awareness and the focused attention necessary for physical existence. This return journey is sacred work that deserves your conscious participation and gentle honor. Imagine your soul carrying precious cargo, insights from Akashic libraries, healing energy from divine physicians, messages from departed loved ones, visions of potential futures. All of this wisdom seeks to accompany you into waking consciousness, but it must be translated into forms your earthbound mind can receive without being overwhelmed. This is why forced, jarring awakenings often leave you feeling disoriented or drained. Your soul hasn't had time to complete its careful descent through dimensional layers. The wisdom it carries gets scattered like pearls from a broken string, and you begin your day disconnected from the cosmic resources that could transform every challenge into an opportunity for growth and service. Create a morning ritual that honors this sacred transition. Set your alarm to wake you gently with music or nature sounds rather than harsh buzzing. Give yourself time to lie quietly before engaging with the demands of the day. This is not laziness. This is spiritual hygiene, allowing your soul to complete its journey home while maintaining connection to the wisdom it gathered in realms of light. Breathe consciously as awareness fully returns to your physical body. With each breath, invite the peace you experienced in dimensions of pure love to settle into your nervous system. With each exhale, release any anxiety about the day ahead, trusting that your soul's nocturnal preparation has equipped you for whatever awaits. Pay attention to the thoughts and feelings that arise in those first moments of consciousness. They often carry specific guidance for the day ahead. Which relationships need extra attention, which decisions require deeper reflection, which opportunities are ripening for action. Notice if you wake with particular songs, phrases, or images in your mind. Your soul often uses these symbols to communicate insights that pure concept alone cannot convey. A half-remembered melody might carry an emotional healing. A phrase that makes no immediate sense might be guidance for a situation you'll encounter later. Some mornings you may wake with an inexplicable sense of having been in the presence of profound love. Honor this feeling. Let it set the tone for how you move through your day. This is the emotional residue of your soul's encounters with divine love in its purest form. Love that sees beyond all limitation, loves beyond all condition, heals beyond all understanding. Other mornings, you might wake with clear direction about specific actions to take. Someone to call, something to create, a decision that needs to be made. Trust these impulses. They often represent your soul's translation of cosmic guidance into practical steps that serve your highest path.